So every year going into a new NBA season, a big thing that comes out before the season starts is ESPN's top 100 players in the NBA ranking. And like always, we're going to react to it today. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I am excited to react to this because there's been a lot of commotion on Twitter about this list, and people are saying it's maybe the worst one they've ever put out, at least up until the top 10. So I'm very excited to be reacting to this. Like always, I'll leave a link to the article in the description below, and in the comments, please let me know what you agree with or disagree with about this list, because you may have a lot of disagreements. So please let me know. All right, so let's just hop right into this. We got 100 names to react to. This is going to be interesting. So I think also people will get confused that this isn't today currently. This is what they think the top 100 is going to look like throughout this season. So keep that in mind, that if they have somebody that's maybe younger over a player right now that you think's inferior to, but at the end of the year, maybe their development, their potential could put them ahead of them. That's why ESPN has them higher. So I think it's unfair to be like, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, when you don't realize what the criteria was for this list to begin with. So now that we all got that out of the way, let's hop into it. So at number 100, right out of the gate, we have Anthony Simons, which, looking at this, would I rather have Anthony Simons this year or Chris Paul? I'm taking Anthony Simons. Do I think Chris Paul's better maybe today, currently, on the moment I'm recording this? Yeah, I'll say that, but if we're going at the end of the season, yeah, I don't really agree with this whatsoever. Simons has dropped 15 spots from last year. Chris Paul has dropped 23 spots from last year. I'm fine with both of them dropping. I think Anthony Simons is still a positive offensive player. I don't love the contract right now, but I still will take him this season over Chris Paul. All right, so I already have a disagreement to start things off, but if they're like one spot ahead of each other, you know what? I think that's just nitpicking. And when you're doing a top 100 list, it's tough. When I made my top 50 list, I got roasted for where I had Scottie Barnes at 47. So people are going to roast everything. I think it's tough to make everybody happy about a top 100 list. So Mike Conley, I don't think is better than Chris Paul, and I don't think is better than Anthony Simons. Like, if you're just going this year, if it's, I mean, I guess it's about team dynamic. You maybe prefer the low turnover rate, the playmaking ability of these two guys, Paul and Conley, over Simons, who I think excels with the ball in his hand. So do you want to take the ball away from Wemby? Do you want to take it from Anthony Edwards? Okay, that's fine if you say they wouldn't make a trade right now. Herb Jones is at 97. Now, I definitely disagree with that. Herb Jones was a top 5 defender last year. He was on all defensive first team. He shot 42% from 3. It is getting so much better. He's one of the best defenders in the league, one of the best 3D players. I don't get one how he's 97 too. Al Horford is ranked ahead of him. I know there could be a need for big men nowadays. That's still a good defender, still a good three-point shooter, and that's what he was for Boston last year, and he helped them win a title. But you're out of your minds if you think Boston wouldn't rather have Herb Jones for the 2025 season than Al Horford. That just doesn't make any sense. And I think ESPN is filled with a bunch of analytical guys, and I feel like the analytics love Herb Jones. So I disagree with that. We are off to an interesting start. I don't think Herb Jones should be near 97. I would make an argument at the end of the year with Horford's age, coming off a deep playoff run last year where he has a ton of miles on him. I don't think Horford's going to be a top 100 player this year. We have Jalen Suggs at 95. Okay, that's, well, I don't know where or who's going to be ahead of him, so that could be fine. I feel like he should be a little bit higher. He wasn't ranked last year. Herb Jones at 97, though, that is crazy. That is crazy. He is a top 80 player in this league, at least top 85. Al Horford's not better. I don't think Jalen Suggs is better just because I think Herb Jones is in the top tier defensively. Suggs is behind him. So, I don't know. I disagree with that. Keegan Murray at 94. I'm a big Keegan Murray fan. I think he's going to have a big year. Maybe they don't expect that year to happen for Murray, but I think he's going to be a top 90 player at the end of the year. Brook Lopez at 93. Man, I love Brook. And I think he's one of the most, I think, not talked about defenders in the league. Like, he's still an elite rim protector at his age. But Herb Jones is better than Brook Lopez. What are we doing? I love Jabari Smith Jr. I think he's going to have a big year. It's not going to be as good as what Herb Jones was last year. I think they're just not valuing that defense enough. Jonas Valanciunas. Oh, my God. Jonas Valanciunas. And Andrew Wiggins. Oh, my God. Ahead of Herb Jones. Oh, that is my big gripe right now. Are these guys ahead of Herb Jones? Man, imagine Herb on Golden State. How amazing that would be with him, Draymond, and Curry in that offense. Jonas Valanciunas being a top 100 player. Like, if you want to say in the past, sure, but he's not going to be a top 100 player this year, in my opinion, in Washington. He probably didn't have a lot of suitors. Michael Porter Jr. at 89 seems relatively low. He has dropped 21 spots, but I think the volume has dropped a little bit with the three-point shot. The defense maybe isn't where you want it to be. Obviously not a good playmaker. I love Isaiah Hartenstein. 88 over Michael Porter Jr., I think seems a little bit aggressive, but they are expecting a big year from Hartenstein, as am I. It's a shame he is already hurt, but all right, that's fine. 88. Naz Reid at 87. Wait, what? You have Naz at 87. That seems low. He was just the 6th man of the year. Now, I don't know what the cat for Randall DiVincenzo trade is going to open up more shots for Naz, but he should be a starter at the end of the year. He's a free agent, and I think he's going to get a big contract. I like Jaime Jaquez a lot, and I would buy into him maybe winning 6th man of the year this season because I think he could be great for Miami off the bench. I just don't think that he's better than Naz Reid, in my opinion. Lou Dort at 85. Okay, I love Lou Dort. I do, and I'm fine with him at 85. Just in these roles specifically, I am taking Herb Jones over Lou Dort. And it's not like they're 1 or 2 spots ahead. That's a 12-spot difference. So I definitely do not agree with that right now. Yeah, like McCollum at 84. The player on his team, Herb Jones, is better than CJ McCollum going into this year. McCollum isn't as valuable as he used to be. I can't believe he was 44 last year. That seems very high for McCollum at this stage of his career. I'm taking Naz Reid over CJ McCollum. Even like I'm not including contracts in these to begin with. So that seems kind of high. Marcus Smart at 83. Okay, I'm fine with that. I think Marcus Smart can still have a big year now that he's fully healthy. Oh, man. Mitchell Robinson. I'm a Knicks fan. I love Mitch. 82 is way too high. Miles Turner's at 81. No way they're a spot apart. Wow. I don't know if they're factoring health for Mitchell Robinson because that just seems way too high. I will go through a bunch of guys behind Mitchell Robinson that will be better than him this year, including Naz Reid, including the guy that started over him in the playoffs, Isaiah Hartenstein, Michael Porter Jr., oh, God, Herb Jones, Keegan Murray, Brook Lopez, all better than Mitchell Robinson this year, in my opinion. Miles Turner, I really like a lot. I think I can't believe he went down from 65 to 81. Because I thought he was a positive player last year. Jeremy Grant at 80, Fred VanVleet at 79. I think these guys are all due for still solid years. I mean, Turner and Fred VanVleet should be on winning teams. And we couldn't get... We couldn't get a Rockets photo. He played all last year in Houston. Why is he still in his Toronto Raptors jersey? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm very high on Brandon Podziemski this year. I really am. I think he's going to be one of the best players from this 2023 draft class. If you watch any of my videos, you know I'm high on Pods. I don't think he's going to be better than VanVleet or Miles Turner this year. I don't think he's going to be better than Herb Jones. I would be surprised if he was better than Keegan Murray. Jeremy Grant, I could see just because we haven't really seen him make a winning impact on a team with his output. Like, he's kind of been on bad teams since he's become a #1 scoring option. So I'm fine with Grant at 80. I just don't really think that Pods will be better than Fred VanVleet. Jaden McDaniels at 77. Okay. This is the last thing I'm going to say about Herb Jones because I don't want to sound super repetitive, but they're in similar roles, right? Like kind of guys that are off-ball offensive options, not your top offensive options, elite perimeter defensive guys. I think Herb Jones is better than Jaden McDaniels. And if you want to have McDaniels 1 or 2 spots ahead of Herb Jones, fine with me. 20 spots should be a fireable offense. I think it should. Tyler Hero at 76. I mean, he was hurt last year, so maybe they're going to dock him a little bit. Can he stay relatively healthy? We'll see. Dante DiVincenzo. I mean, I kind of like Hero more than Dante. I don't want Dante to become overrated. He's an elite 3-point shooter, but so is Tyler Hero. But I could see this for sure because I do think DiVincenzo is slightly better as a playmaker and much better defender. So I'm fine with that. Levine at 74. That seems kind of low. He was 38 last year. You're really going to drop him that many spots right now. And Jared Allen at 73. What are we doing? Austin Reeves. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is crazy. That is crazy. If Austin Reeves is what he was last year, oh my God, man. You dropped 6 spots. How is Austin Reeves better than Allen, Levine, McDaniels, Podziemski, Fred VanVleet, Miles Turner? He's not better than these guys. I would even say he's better than Lou Dort. And the guy that was ranked 97 that I said I was going to stop talking about. Wow, that is crazy. I don't know if that's the Lakers tax right there, but Austin Reeves ranked 72nd going into this year. Clay is 71. He's dropped 30 spots. I love Clay. I do not want to see Clay washed up, but a lot of players I just talked about are better than Klay Thompson. Bradley Beal at 70. That's fine. He was banged up last year. He's a great offensive third option. Like, he was very efficient. Whatever. That's fine. I can't believe Clay was 71. Jalen Green, 69. All right. That's fine. I think Green could have a big year. He went up 11 spots. He's in a contract year. He looked great in the month of March. He looked great without Sengun as well when Sengun got hurt. We'll see if that's going to be a trend this year. All right, I'm buying into the potential of Green, so 69 is fine. Brandon Miller at 68 seems kind of low. Cade Cunningham at 67. How? Oh my God, man. Draymond is a spot ahead of Cade. I don't know. It might be too early for Brandon Miller. Like, he's in year 2. I get it. Cade is going into year number 4. He played like an all-star last year for Detroit. Now, I know they were bad. I think his defense was better than people get him credit for. That team was horrible. So I don't think Cade is a top 50 player in the league. I think he should be around 50 to 60. 67 seems kind of low. And I know Draymond, oh my God, Malik Monk, okay. Emmanuel quickly, I'm high on, but I wouldn't say he's better than Cade Cunningham. I don't think he will be this year. Monk, I'm fine with the respect he's getting. There's some guys I would definitely take above Malik Monk, like a Zach LaVine, honestly. Maybe even like a Bradley Beal as well, because I don't think Monk is a great defender, and he's great in his role. And if you want to put him 65, that's fine. But I think you just like take out Bradley Beal's contract and his contract. You're taking Bradley Beal next year any day of the week. Chris Middleton at 63. All right, KCP at 62. KCP is not better than Herb Jones. I don't think he's better than Jaden McDaniels. Okay, KCP is great. KCP is not better than Cade Cunningham. Oh my God, I don't think KCP is better than Draymond Green. Wow. Especially like he's going to go into, I think, a diminished role in Orlando. We'll see. Great 3-and-D player. Great veteran. I think worth the contract. 62 is high. Josh Hart at 61. I love Josh Hart. I'm a Knicks fan. 61's way too high. Why is he ahead of Cade? I don't think he should be in front of Emmanuel quickly. Probably Draymond as well. Jalen Green, yeah, I think Josh Hart's a little bit too high. 60 Desmond Bane, that's fine. Caruso 59. Okay, so they're saying like Caruso is the best 3-and-D role player here, better than McDaniels, better than Herb Jones. I don't know about 40 spots than those guys, but I'm fine. Caruso's a really good player. Kobe White 58. Okay, I love Kobe White. Kobe White is not better than you know what, you can make an argument for quickly. He's not better than Cade Cunningham. He is not. So I am up in arms about Cade Cunningham at 67. That is ridiculous. And if you want to say today, sure, Cade is going to be better than him at the end of the year. Garland at 57. They dropped him 21 spots, man. He was banged up last year. I think he's going to finish a lot better than the 57th player. Derek Lively at 56. What are we doing? What are we doing? Derek Lively will not be better than Miles Turner and Jared Allen at the end of the year. That is insane. Oh my God. Okay, Derek Lively might be coming a little bit overrated. Love him as a young player. True building block for this Mavericks team going forward. That is way too high right now. Way too high. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 55. I think he's going to finish better than that. He was banged up last year. He's already banged up to start out this year, so maybe I get that. They're being kind of cautious about that. We have Alperen Şengün at 54. Okay, we'll have to see who's ahead of him. Wow, RJ Barrett ahead of Alperen Şengün. I want RJ Barrett to succeed. Some of these rankings are making me at a loss for words. I had Şengün as a top 50 guy in my ranking, so I kind of disagree with that. RJ, I'm glad they're getting the love. I would probably swap RJ Barrett and Cade Cunningham. I would put RJ Barrett at 67, and I'd put Cade Cunningham at 53. I think they got that one wrong. So they have Franz at 52. Okay, he just missed my top 50 list, so that's fine with me. OG at 51. I know a lot of people gave me flack for having OG. I think I had him around like 45, 46, but so I'm not going to be mad about 51. He is an elite defender. So now I'll top from 50 to 1. Okay, LaMelo at 50, I'm fine with. I'm very high on LaMelo Ball this year, if he can stay healthy. Aaron Gordon at 49, I definitely disagree with. I do not think he's a top 50 player in this league. There's a lot of good players in the NBA. So if you're not top 50, it doesn't mean you're bad whatsoever. If you make this list in general, you are a very good player and you're going to make a lot of money in this league. I don't think Aaron Gordon should be this high. I don't think he's that much better than Draymond Green. Is he more reliable? Yes. Is he as good defensively as Draymond? No. Better offensively? You could say so. I think he should just be in that Draymond range. Randall at 48 seems kind of low. He dropped 3 spots when he was on his way to, like, he was an all-star last year. Could have made an all-NBA team, but he's coming off a major shoulder injury. He's on a new team. So, you know what? That's fine. If you want to be kind of cautious about Randall, that's cool with me. Mobley at 47 seems high, but I think Mobley could have a very good offensive year. Will he start taking threes? I would like to think so. I doubt it, but 47 seems a little bit higher than some of the guys we've talked about for sure. I think LaMelo will be better than Evan Mobley. Kristaps at 46. I mean, we want to take into account injuries. I don't know. I don't think he's going to finish as a top 45 player this year. I didn't have him in my top 50 because he may not play till like February this year. So I took that in my consideration. But when he's healthy, he's a true unicorn out there. DeMar at 45. Okay, he's dropped 6 spots. J-Dub at 44. People may have an issue with that. I really like J-Dub. I've been seeing on Twitter that people think he's overrated. I'm fine with him around this spot. 45 to 55, I'm cool with. DeJounte Murray. This year, all right, I don't want to sound like a DeJounte Murray hater, but I think Emmanuel quickly will be better than him. Cade Cunningham, LaMelo Ball, Darius Garland. That's at least 4 point guards that I think will be better than DeJounte Murray. I just don't think he's a winning player. I wonder how he's going to adapt in New Orleans because he wasn't really great defensively last year. A lot of ball stopping from him, and we'll see how he's going to perform. I'm not super excited about him in New Orleans. I just don't think he's going to be better than those point guards I just talked about. Will I think he's going to be a top 75 player? Yeah, but I just don't think he's going to be better than LaMelo, IQ, Cade, or who was the last guy? That would be Garland. So we got Pascal Siakam at 42. He dropped 17 spots, which is kind of a big drop off. And I thought he just had the year we expected. So that feels kind of low. James Harden, I mean, I really like Harden. I really want him to have a good year. I do not think Harden is a top 40 player in this league. I don't think he's a top 50 player in this league. Call me a Harden hater. It's going to be a tough realization when Harden isn't going to be playing like 2017, 2019 Rockets Harden or 2021 Nets Harden this year. He's 35 years old. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe I'm going to sound like a Harden hater. I do think he's a top 65 player in the league. I just don't think he's going to have a better season than... I don't think he's going to have a better season than LaMelo. I mean, Garland, I can see the argument, and Cade and IQ. I'm taking Siakam. I'm taking J-Dub over Harden in the year 2024/5. Ingram at 40. He drops 13 spots. I still think he should be in this conversation, so I'm fine with that. Derek White at 39 after not being ranked last year. Seems like a crazy jump, but Mikal's at 38. I mean, these guys are elite in their roles, as Mikal dropped by 5 spots, and he's going to go from being a number 1 option to like being the 3rd scoring option, 4th scoring option. So I'm fine with this. I think Derek White's probably a little bit better than Mikal Bridges because I think he's kind of more reliable offensively, and defensively, it depends what you need in the point of attack. Both are elite, and they're 1 spot ahead of each other. So splitting hairs, I think people will have disagreements with seeing Derek White and Mikal Bridges better than some of the guys behind them, but I get that. I like those guys. Trae Young at 37. He drops 10 spots. Seems kind of low. Drew Holiday at 36. I love Drew. I think Derek White's better than Drew Holiday at this point because I think he's a little bit better offensively. But Drew is still in an elite tier of guard defenders, and he's an elite 3-point shooter as well. So they had Scotty at 35. I had him at 47, which, kind of going back to it, should I have had Scotty higher? Yeah, I probably should have had him closer to 40. So 35, I'm going to be fine with. Rudy Gobert at 34. I don't think he finishes top 35 this year. I think he's going to be around 40 to 45. After winning a DPOY, sure. Did you want to say he was top 35 last year? Yeah. I'm not projecting him to finish that high this year. I mean, we'll see how he's going to look with Randall and not Karl-Anthony Towns. Markkanen at 33. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm still a big Markkanen fan. Chet at 32 for what he could provide offensively and defensively. That's fine. Jamal Murray at 31 is ridiculous. I don't know, man. He just wasn't great in the playoffs. He was terrible for Team Canada, and he's never really been known as like a great, or I should say elite, regular season point guard. I know he's dealt with injuries, which is something you should take into consideration. I mean, I think if they're healthy, I think LaMelo's going to be better. I think Cade's going to be, I want to say better than Murray, but that might be a little bit tough to say because Murray is still extremely efficient. I was just scared for how bad he was in Team Canada, and he's already not a great defender. I think 31's too high. I think he should be closer to 40 at this point. Cat at 30. Okay, he dropped 10 spots, which, I mean, he was good in round 1 and round 2. He was terrible in the Western Conference Finals. That's fine. Around 30, I think, going into this year, I could see that. Sabonis deserves respect. I don't think he should drop 7 spots from last year since he got MVP votes. I know it was from, like, maybe some Sacramento outlets, but I think he, like, deservingly made an all-NBA team. So 29 seems low. Jimmy at 28 also seems kind of low, dropped 16 spots, but he did have a down year for Jimmy's standards last year. Zion at 27, I'm a fan of that. I think Zion Williamson is going to be due for a big year. He looks in shape, ready to go. I'm super excited for Zion. Fox at 26, it's interesting that he's ahead of Domantas Sabonis, but not by much, so can't really say too much. Kyrie at 25, seems a little high. He goes up from 9 spots last year. I know him and Luka looked like such an elite duo. I think that's just a tad high for me, but I'm fine with it. Paolo at 24, I am so big on Paolo. That also seems just a tad high. Just a tad high. Would drop maybe 5 or so spots. Dame at 23, I also think is kind of high. I'm not super excited or convinced that Dame will be a top 25 player this year. There's some players behind him I think I like a little bit more. Kawhi at 22, I mean, he's already out indefinitely this year. So the odds of him even being a top 30 player this year are getting lower and lower by the day. Paul George at 21, Ja at 20. I don't think I have any disagreements there. Maybe I'd bump down Paul George a little bit, getting up there in age. Ja maybe, like, he's probably a top 15 player when healthy, but it's been a little bit since we've seen, like, a fully ramped up Ja. Maxey at 19, I love. I'm super high on Maxey this year. I'm glad Bam is getting his respect. He's coming in at number 18. Donovan Mitchell at 17, pretty much the range where I had him, but I think he's better than Jaylen Brown. I know it's very close, but I see that he's behind Jaylen Brown. I disagree. Halliburton at 16. I think Donovan Mitchell is better than Tyrese Halliburton. I do, and I think he'll finish this year better than Halliburton. Mitchell was banged up at times, and so was Halliburton. Like, Mitchell was better in the regular season. It's just in the playoffs he was banged up and maybe a little inconsistent than you would like, but shout out to Halliburton, 16. Devin Booker, 15. Jaylen Brown, 14. I disagree. I would swap them. I like Devin Booker a little bit more than Jaylen Brown. I think if Jaylen Brown tried leading an offense, I don't think they'd do well throughout the regular season and into the playoffs. We've seen Devin Booker lead teams before, and he was great for Team USA in the Olympics this summer. So I disagree with that a little bit, but I don't want to disrespect the reigning finals MVP. Anthony Davis at 13 seems kind of low. I think he's still going to be a top 10-ish player this year. I do, because of how elite he is defensively. Jalen Brunson at 12. Wemby at 11. All right. I think we got to slow the Wemby. I don't want to say glaze, but I don't think Wemby's going to be top 12 this year. I feel like Brunson should be better than Wemby, but there is a tier, or there's like a potential that Wemby could average 25, 12, and 3.5 blocks this year. He really could. And if he could become a plus 3-point shooter, he's playing with the point guard himself, Chris Paul. Maybe he is a top 10 player. I mean, maybe he does win D-point, he does all that. It's just wild seeing Wemby 11 here as a sophomore in this league. Because I do feel like, so we have Anthony Edwards at 10. I mean, he did just lead this team to the Western Conference Finals. He was great for Team USA. I'm fine with Anthony Edwards being ranked ahead of Brown and Booker and Mitchell, but it's great that if you consider Brown a shooting guard, like, or just these wings or such guards are in like a great tier right now. We have KD at 9, which I'm fine with. Seems kind of low. I'm very high on Kevin Durant this year. I think he's going to be fantastic. Embiid at 8. Whoa. So they're saying injuries is the reason why he fell 5 spots. I get that, and I know he's not playing back-to-backs, but that seems kind of low for Embiid. When he's healthy, man, he is a top 4 player in the league. He's my 5th ranked player, so I think that's kind of low. LeBron at 7. I love LeBron, but he's going to be 40 this year. I don't know. But he's playing it like it, and he was fantastic for Team USA. Curry at 6. It's fine. He drops 1 spot. He's getting up there in age. I think Embiid is better than Curry, but I get the injury side of things. 5, we have Jason Tatum. I think LeBron and Kevin Durant are better than Jason Tatum. I really do. I'm still worried about Tatum's shot a little bit. Now, he's a great defender, and he should get credit for that, and he's a very good playmaker, but I don't want to put him ahead of Steph, KD, and LeBron. Like, if we're putting them on random teams for the playoffs, I just trust those guys more right now, but I do think Tatum's top 10. Shea at 4, that's fine with me. I have him at 4. And I would go Luka 3, Giannis 2, Jokic 1. They are going to go Giannis 3. All right, I disagree. He was actually ranked 1st last year. I mean, if you want to take into account the injuries, I get that. But man, he hasn't been like super banged up throughout the regular season. He's been banged up in the playoffs, but he is so much better defensively than Luka Doncic. So I disagree with that. I would go Giannis 2, Luka 3, and they have Luka 2. So I would swap them. So I disagree with that a little bit, but I get it. He just led the Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Like I said, though, it's just because of Giannis's defensive ability that I think he is better than Luka overall. And I do agree with the number 1 spot, the reigning MVP. He just won his 3rd, Nikola Jokic. So yeah, that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Herb Jones was ranked low. Cade Cunningham was ranked low. So yeah, please let me know in the comments. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.